everybody, hello and welcome from Cat Stitch here in Wellington, New Zealand. My name is Kat and today is the 16th of July and I believe this is Flosstube number 40. No guarantees, but that's what I'm thinking. So hello and welcome. This weekend is Matariki in New Zealand, which is the Māori New Year. And so yesterday was a public holiday, which is our second ever Matariki public holiday. So it first started last year to commemorate Matariki. So I can expect to hear a whole bunch of fireworks going off at some point. Okay, what have I got for you guys today? It's going to be a relatively quick one because I haven't really done a lot of stitching in the last few weeks, but we've got some starts, whips, finishes and FFOs. And yeah, so for those that are joining me for the first time, welcome on in. Thanks very much for stopping on by. It's not the most organised place, but you know, it's fun. And if you like what you see, please make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things. And for those that are coming back again, thanks very much for rejoining me. I do appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by and joining me. Now you'll hear that my voice is a little off. I've actually had laryngitis most of the last 2 weeks, which makes my job impossible because I work in a call centre. So unless you want to sound like you're calling an 0900 number, is that the same everywhere in the world? I don't know. But where I work, not overly appropriate. So yeah, but I'm getting my voice back now, so I'll be back to work on Monday. I also, because we're midwinter or winter here in New Zealand, and also it's my 40th episode, the lovely Paola from Puntini Puntini has sent me some lovely designs for me, and I'm going to be offering up a couple of those as giveaways. For the international ones it'll be the PDF only, and for the New Zealand ones it'll be either. Okay, but that'll be at the end. Okay, so the first, we'll go into the new starts. So one of the ones that I wanted to do was cross stitch nation by Heartstring Samplery, but I wanted to do it a little bit differently, and I wanted to incorporate the cross stitch nation. So I put a note up on our New Zealand Facebook page and I asked if anyone would be interested in stitching one of the people. Looking for 6 people that want to join in on this one, and I've got 6 lovely contenders here in New Zealand. And so I started, my goal was to get the top border and the words. Is that something on my screen? I've got something on my screen which is going to bug me, but I've was to get the words across the top and the flowery border at the top, so that there was like the baseline for where to start the people. And the only thing I said to them was stitch it however you want to, whichever style your stitches. If it starts that way, then start that way. If it starts that way, start that way with your X's. I don't care. I'm doing it all in single strand, my part, but if they want to use double, that's fine too. If they want to use different colours and personalise the person, that's encouraged, because I sort of figure cross stitch nation, we're all made up of different people, different skin tones and things like that, so whatever they want to change on it, they can. So I'm looking forward to, while the basic, you know, design is still going to be the same, it's truly going to be a New Zealand cross stitch nation where we're all individuals. And so I have started that and I finished that top section. I'm stitching it on 18 count vintage cream, vintage sand. So here we go. And while I have kitted it up with the majority of the called for colours, I've also encouraged them to use whichever they want, in all honesty, whichever they want to make them happy. So that is actually getting tucked into here, and I've got a postal bag ready to send it once I print up the info about where to send it to each of them. And it's getting sent in this bag, which the lovely Anna, I won in a competition on the Halloween page made by the lovely Anna, who also made the little needle book that's in there as well. So this, ladies, is on its way, and I look forward to seeing what you all come up with in regards to the design, you know, how to personalize it and make it your own, which will be really interesting. Okay, the next new start was one that I mentioned last time that I'll be starting, and it is with Judy from An Aussie in a Kiwi World, the Wizard of Oz sow tree, which we're making a sow, I suppose. And I only had a small start. I was actually missing one of the colours, but I've got that colour now, so I'm going to be pulling this back out today to finish off this top area. So, oh, that's the design there. Or there, wherever I'm going to put it. And that's my start. It's not a huge start. And I'm stitching it on the 14 count. I believe it's the 14 count that I tea and Rit dye stained. So that's going to get carried on. Another of the new starts, which I meant to show last time but I'd left in the other room, was one by Needlebling Designs, and it is this one here, Trick or Treat. And I haven't decided yet if I'm doing both witches. I'm thinking I might just do one of the witches, but I don't know, we'll see as I go. But here's my start. And that is on 14 count opal maypole ribbons. So those are the two new starts, or three new starts I should say. And then the whips. So this is the Maple Leaf Maze by Tempting Tangles, and that's this design here when it's finished. Oh, I also got it wrong. Last time I said a Silk's View. It's not. Nicole has given me Mo's Sale Silk, which I love as well, which is lovely. I haven't done a lot on this fortnight. I just haven't, you know, been up to it. But it's definitely one that needs a lot of focus. And fortunately, it works on Pattern Keeper, which I'm so grateful for, because otherwise I would just be a mess. So that's where I was last time you saw it. I have actually screenshotted the last episode just in case I hadn't taken a photo before I started working on it. So there you go. And here we are now. So yeah, it takes a lot of attention in that center point there, where there's all these beautiful knots and things appearing. So yeah, so according to Pattern Keeper, I'm about halfway. It looks like it's a lot further ahead, but no, there's still a lot of stitching left to do. And then the other one, another of the whips that I worked on was Autumn Tart. I was going to work on both of the tarts, but I just sort of got carried away doing this one. So Autumn Tart, and that is by Plum Street Samplers. So this is where I was. And here I am now. So I'm nearly there, and this is getting stitched on the 20 count that I onion. No, I didn't. Did I? Was this one that I onion dyed? Yeah, this is the one that I that I tea dyed. I'm gonna have to have a look at my notes. But yeah, so it's one that I dyed. So I'm really happy with that. What do you want up? I wondered how long it would take him. Come on in. Oh, Bob, Bob. Hang on. Hang on, Bobby. Here we go. Come on, Tubby. Come on. Come on. Sorry, guys. Having a bit of a technical issue with him jumping. Come on, then. God, blimey. Tubby lad. Hi. What? You say hello to everybody? Hi. Look at you, Grubby. Oh, you're grubby. Yeah. Okay. What? What? You have something to eat after this? Like food is your big go-to, isn't it? Okay. Sorry. Right, so that's those ones. Oh, and one more that I did a little bit of work on last night was The Honey of a Tiny Town by Heart and Hand, and that's this design here, in case you hadn't seen it before. And this is where I was before. Hopefully I've got a before picture, which was just the flowers. And last night I started the house. Yesterday, even though it was a holiday and stuff, I just struggled to want to pick up a needle yesterday, but I did in the end, and I got the house started, which was wonderful. I felt really good doing the house. Right, and then we had a couple of finishes. So the first one was part of Stitching by the Shore's Stitching Barbara Anna cell, and I was going to be doing Spellville by Barbara Anna, and I started it and I got so carried away because I really loved doing it, and I finished it. So I did pick my own colours because, you know, it's me. The dark grey is a Ramajal silk. I had to use 2 strands of that because it's a very fine silk. It's a silk blend, and I think it's called Lagerfeld ink. I know it's number 25. And then yeah, I just picked another couple of colours from Stash to do the rest, and I'm really happy with it. I love it. I don't know why it took me so long to do the dang thing, you know, to get started on it, because it is such a cool stitch. So I've actually got another 3 or 4 Barbara Anna ones that I want to start in the next month. Actually, I'll put that over that side. And then the other one I finished was my cross stitch camp one. I actually started it and finished it on the same day, and it was the Bendy Stitchy design, Stitch Always, which I got in my haul, and I did stitch it on the Picture This Plus that I said I was going to, which I think was, oh yeah, I should have written it down, but I mentioned it on the last episode. And here we go. So I'm actually thinking I might finish that this weekend as well, like fully finish it, and turn it into a little pillow. So that's those 2 finishes. And then, speaking of fully finishing things, okay, so you might, I don't know if I didn't post them on Instagram, but if you see me on any of the on this SYS 2023 page, and also the New Zealand page, you would have seen me post about little dolls, pin cushions that I was starting to do. And this one's not quite finished because I just want to add one more thing onto the back over here. But this is not one that I showed as, these are my prototypes. These are ones that I'm just trying to work out how to make, and so I don't have all the materials that I might want to use, so I'm just making do with what I've got. But here's one, and I'm using wool. It starts with R. I keep on thinking rattan, but it's not that. Roving, wool roving, for the hair. It has a little clip, and so you can use it as a pin cushion, attach it onto your bag, stuff like that. So I've got that one, I've got this one, and then I've got this one. Oops, bit of thread. So yeah, so and they're all on clips, so they can be hung on a bag, on a project bag or something, and have a pin cushion, or they can just, I don't know, hang them on your tree. So yes, I've done those, and then this is what I had in mind when I stitched it, rather than putting it into the tray, that you could use it, or you know, that it was designed for. Now I've got these bamboo drawer dividers. I've got a heap of these, all of different sizes and things like that, but I've done this one to go onto my desk, which will have some of my cross stitch finishing stuff go into. And here it is. So I mounted it on, well, I lined it first, interfaced it first with a thicker interfacing, so a stiffening one. I put it onto a sticky board, and then I put I glued a piece of felt onto the back to hide the, you know, the fold over and stuff like that. And then I had some hemp twine, which I just glued around, and that's it. And then I just glued it on to the box so that it wouldn't fall off getting knocked or anything like that. So there we go, it's done, fully finished and useful for me. So now I've got hair in my mouth. Now I can use this on my desk. So I'm very happy with this. And then the lovely Paola from Puntini Puntini very generously sent me some designs that she knew I liked. And that was after I'd bought some, but I also brought another new design. And this one is my Rebel Stitcher, which I have wanted for a while. And so now that I've got it, guess who's going to be starting this one soon? It is this one, the Happily Ever After, which I find hysterically funny and very me as a sampler. So I think Colleen did an incredible job with this particular design. Okay, so there once was a woman who gave no F word. Not even one. She lived happily ever after. So I'm definitely I'm definitely doing that because it's me. Yeah. Yep. So hello monkey. So that was one that I treated myself to. And then Paola put it this way. Paola sent me a couple of PDFs as well for me to have a go at. This one is actually going to be monkey. Yes. Okay. Hasn't made you run away. This one is actually going to be my January 1st start. I know it's still 6 months away, but when you consider how fast this year has gone, it's not that far. And it is Travelling by Paola Puntini Puntini. And it is really cool. It's actually one that I had on my wish list because I wanted this one to represent my travelling. The reason I'm starting it on January 1st is that next year will commemorate 20 years since I did my OE. And I've actually been to a lot of these places, so that's why I want to do this one. It's very me, it's not over the top, and things like that. So yeah, and I love it. So I was so excited when it was one of the ones that she sent me, because you know, it's simple, but it is really fantastic. So it's one that I'm definitely doing and starting on the 1st of January. So if you've ever thought of doing this, then you know, make sure you get it, and you know, and put it aside and think about having it as a January start. It doesn't have to start on the 1st of January. I'm just starting it on the 1st. but you know, have it as a January start would be really cool. Beginning of the year, talking about traveling. I'll get over the fact it's only got one L, but you know, you do as you do. I might try and slip another L in. But I don't want to mess up the other things, but we'll see. Okay, so there's that one. Another of the charts she sent me. There's another one on my wish list when I think of stitching, which is a beautiful, beautiful little design. And this is going to go fantastically in my stitching corner when I get them all, you know, all finished and stitched up and everything like that, all my stitchy designs. Yeah, really looking forward to that. And then this one was a huge surprise because I had, now if you remember in my last episode I showed you what I got one from 123 Stitch, and one of them was Warm Spring by Puntini Puntini, because I really loved the little house and I wanted to get it done for the spring and stuff like that. Well, she sent me the set, so that takes me on to the giveaway. So I'm going to be starting these, so that's really cool. So the giveaway is going to be, there's going to be two. The one for the international is again Puntini Puntini, but this one here, which I think quite frankly suits all of us. So I will not buy craft supplies this month, and otherwise I tell myself, because I think that's really all of us, isn't it really? So for this one, it is international. You need to be subscribed, like if you can would be really nice, and you know, do all those other things. Don't use the bad words. Not that, I mean, I don't think I'm big enough for any trolls to notice, but just be on the safe side. Let's not use, you know, the giveaway and all that sort of thing. So and the keyword I'd like you to use is craft for this one. So if you're interested, please leave a note below, put it in a comment, or just use the word. That's perfectly fine. Okay, and this will be drawn in 2 weeks when I have my next episode at the end of the month. So it's sort of like a midwinter giveaway, midwinter Christmas giveaway, you know, Christmas in July. So that's what it is. And please make sure you check out Puntini Puntini, her Etsy page. It is really, really fantastic. The only thing in regards to entering for this one is that you need to be willing for me to pass your email address on to Paola for her to be able to send you the PDF of this one, which is one that I've wanted for a while, and so I bought it and then let her know. So yeah, so please, I'll put Paola's Etsy page down below, but go and check out. She has got some gorgeous designs and beautiful pins and just lovely. So please, 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 please go and check her out. A gorgeous array of designs. You know, I love all her seasonal, her months and stuff like that. Eventually I'm going to start getting all the months and the alphabets, and maybe not all the alphabets, but ones that have the initials in that I want. And yeah, and I'm going to do that. So yeah, so that is the one for the international, and the word is craft. Okay, and then because I only just got this, so it is literally brand new in its packet, is Warm Spring, again by Paola from Puntini Puntini. This one is New Zealand only. So any Kiwis out there that are interested in doing this one, that'll teach me for ordering. But no, I'm happy to give this away. So if you're interested in getting this one, use the word spring. Spring. If you've got a New Zealand address, let me put it that way, okay? If you've got a New Zealand address, then so it doesn't mean, you know, if overseas have someone that they can send it to in New Zealand, that's sweet. So please use the word spring for this one. And these are going to be drawn in 2 weeks. And I think that's everything. I told you that I really didn't have a lot happening this week. I might try and do some more finishing this afternoon, but Probably not. I'll probably try and pick up the needle again. I was hoping to have a bunch of things to send to the ladies that are helping me out with Cross Stitch Nation, but I think I'll be sending each of them a little something as I make up my mind what it's going to be to thank them for joining in on that journey. And I'll keep you guys up to date as well. I have been working on a couple of the models that I said I was going to be working on, which is another reason why a lot of other stitching hasn't been done. But you know, good news for you, it means my episodes are shorter. So there you go. So wherever you are, please make sure that if you're in a warm place, keep yourself cool, make sure you keep hydrated and stuff like that. Slip, slop, slap, you know, do all those things to keep yourself safe and things from the sun. If you're in a cool place, please make sure you wrap up warm. Lots of lemon, honey, ginger, those lovely soups and casseroles that give you all that comfort. And, you know, onion, garlic, turmeric, throw them on in. Great for the immune system as natural immunity helpers. And, you know, march to the beat of your own drum, because, hey, that's where the magic happens. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Take care, and remember, thank you guys so much for coming along, and if you liked what you saw, please subscribe. So from me and Monkey and Bobby, take care. Toodles.